was one of these places once in a while, our man who says, oh man, we got a support gig for Pat Travers, for Ace Frehley, a Zebra. You got to drive to Rochester. And then they would give us their Cadillac. And the band would drive up here and play. And then one time we ended up in a snowstorm. You got a few of those up here, right? Exactly. And motels were not in the budget. So we're calling home and says, man, this is really fucking dangerous. I don't know if we can make it. And my manager says, no, just let a little bit of air out the tires, you'll be okay. 10 hours later, we turned up in Brooklyn like. So Rochester have a few little stories that's connected with the birth of White Line, those early years before we even signed our record deal. So thank you very much. Just even if you knew someone who was there at that time, it's just one of those things. And that's why we're damn happy we're not in Liverpool tonight. Because as far as I know, there is only one Liverpool, and that's in England. And that's where the Beatles come from, not Syracuse. Or maybe John Lennon is from Syracuse. Right, there's a man who comes from the real Liverpool. Make a lot of noise from the guitar man. And on the drums, Mr. Brand Arsement. He needs only 4 strings to make as much noise as the rest of us. On the bass, Jerry Best. This next little song here is actually when I'm going to say, are you aware that I'm up here with the band playing songs that were written 40 years ago? That is pretty darn scary. That we would make it that far and still staying here and going a little bit crazy. Yes. Saying, man, if mom and dad could see me now. I never became anything but a rock fan. Anyway, I had come to New York and I had played around in '82 with my band from Denmark, and then we ran out of money and we went back to Denmark, but I had tasted blood. And so I broke up my band and I asked my mom if she could help me with a one-way flight ticket. And my mom, who was raising 3 boys, working in a pub, had nothing. So she says, but I know John from the band. He comes here every Friday night and just drinks his ass off. Let's go to the bank on Monday morning. He'll still have a hangover. My mom was sly as a fox. Exactly, so we got out there and you know what, I also think my mom had something on John. Because he looked really scared when we walked into the bank. So when my mom says, is there a way you can find it in the word? This is the days before computers, when they opened a book and then they wrote down, is there a way you could help my son? He doesn't belong in this country. He wants to cross the big ocean and be with the real rock and roll people. He says, we'll call it a student loan. A form of education. And I went straight up and bought a flight ticket for $800 one way, went to New York. And that first night I arrived in New York, went out to the, this is 1983. You can look back in your record collection, you know how badass rock and roll were at that time. MTV had started, David Letterman, all that kind of stuff. And that night, what's the first thing I run into? A good looking girl that gives me a phone number, says, this is another reason why I came back. And she says, not so fast, Viking boy. And then I looked and says, call guitar player Vito Bratta. I says, what kind of fucking rock and roll name is that? We're gonna work on this. And that night, man, I went out to the phone booth and I put a quarter in and called Vito in Staten Island. I says, hey, this is the Viking here, you know. Who? Yeah, well, that's what they call me. And then we bullshitted each other, and 2 days later, he came over and we sat for a few hours and talked about if we were going to do a band. And he brought his guitar with me, and I had my Bob Dylan acoustic guitar. He says, is there a way we could meet in the middle? That night, we sat up and wrote this next song. That became the foundation of White Line.
It's Friday.